Cordial relations between the Bahamas and the People's Republic of China continues to strengthen. That factor highlighted by Chinese ambassador to the Bahamas, His Excellency Hu Shan, at the recent Bahamas-China Friendship Association annual general meeting and membership drive at Shay's Bistro on Dawswell Street. Ambassador Shan outlined the benefits of the Bahamas-China Friendship Association, including cultural exchange experiences. The Chinese diplomat noted that China has demonstrated their commitment to the country through their donation of the National Stadium, investment in the Bahamas Resort, and millions of dollars given for technical cooperation. Meantime, President of the Bahamas-China Friendship Association, Philip Simon, telling ZNS News that a strong relationship between the two countries can manifest in tangible ways.
China plays a very important role in the world economy. And over the last several years, we have, in fact, since the 70s, we've seen a tremendous growth in what they've been doing. We've seen a tremendous presence that they've had all around the world and certainly in the Caribbean, and it's been growing in the Bahamas. In 2004, we established this association because we recognized that. The government officially in 1997 recognized that by establishing formal relations with them. So it behooves us, in the best interest of ourselves as well as China, to learn more about it. It puts us in a position where you don't have to get information third-hand anymore.
The objectives of the Bahamas-China Friendship Association include promoting goodwill, people-to-people contact, foster understanding of culture, and the study of language and history between both countries.
If you have an interest in the People's Republic of China, you have an interest in the culture, you have an interest in doing business with China, or just learning more about it, either as a student or as a professional, certainly the Bahamas-China Friendship Association is something that maybe you should consider joining.
Students, individuals, civic organizations, and businesses are encouraged to become members of the Bahamas-China Friendship Association. This year's Roots of the Americas Aviation Conference making history in the Bahamas as 20% more attendees than in previous years registered. President of the Nassau Airport Development Company, Stuart Steves, believes this is good news for the Bahamas.
60 airlines that have come here from all through the Americas, North and South America, and some European and Asian carriers as well. And they're here to meet airports, of course, from the same region, but as well they're here in Nassau, in the Bahamas, which really gives us great exposure. It's one thing to go out to airlines and talk about the destination. It's another thing to get the airlines to come here and see the destination.
Steve says this airline conference was responsible for the new airline service partnership between the Bahamas and Copa Airlines and is optimistic that more airlines will come on board soon.
Well, airlines really want to look at the market, the number of passengers that are coming here, and they're looking at frequency. So we're having discussions with the carriers about enhancing services they already offer, opening new destinations, and just building their networks. And that's really what the focus is here, is to build on our relationships, to meet existing carriers and enhance those relationships, and to meet new carriers.
The Bahamas National Trust is partnering with the Ministry of Education to raise awareness about climate change. Some 60 social studies teachers participated in a seminar on the subject. Fern Carey tells us more.
Studies show that the Bahamas is already feeling the effects of climate change. Chairman of the National Climate Change Committee, Arthur Roll, explains.
We did some studies back in 2001 which showed that the rainfall is actually increasing in the northwest Bahamas and decreasing in the central and southeastern islands. We also found that the nighttime temperature, and that's a very good indication of climate change, the minimum temperature during the nighttime increasing.
It's against this backdrop that experts are working to raise awareness, especially among teachers.
We're trying to raise a profile of the issue among Bahamians and also outreach so that we can have people engaged to have responses to climate change. We can adapt to climate change, provided we know what it is and how we can adapt to it, like protecting our natural resources.
Meantime, the additional information is expected to enhance the social studies program in public schools.
I think we need to expose our students to the dangers of climate change. And one of the slides that caused quite a stir in there was the fact that it's estimated that by 2050, New Providence is going to be impacted by sea level rise about 4 meters. And one of the slides was able to show the areas of New Providence that will be underwater.
Now, Family Island teachers are also involved in these seminars so that youngsters throughout the country will realize that they also have a role to play in staving off the effects of climate change. Fern Carey, ZNS News.
Thanks, Fern. More than 100 primary and secondary environmentally conscious student volunteers who are also junior members of the Kiwanis Club spent Saturday cleaning up South Beach. Assistant Administrator of K-Kids, Deborah McKinney, told us their aim was to give the children a hands-on lesson on the importance of keeping the coastal environment clean. Student volunteers we talked to said they were disappointed by all the garbage they found in and around South Beach.